and welcome to another episode of Old Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, broadcasting today from beautiful New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Welcome back to the show, and welcome to the show if it's your first time listening. Oh man, I tell you what, every week we get more and more new listeners. We're so thankful for you. We're so grateful that you take the time to download and listen to this podcast. We weren't here last week because last week we were watching the hurricane. More on that later, right? So, I'm just reflecting, and I'm thinking about these poor people in Bahamas. That hurricane set on top of them for 2 days as a Category 5. I mean, man, we're talking total devastation, total destruction. There are people that lost their lives that will never be found. Think about that for a minute. Yeah, I know. Every country, every state, every province, every town, every city, every community, every neighborhood has their own problems. And this one's pretty rough. I mean, really, I couldn't imagine a Category 5 sitting on top of this neighborhood for 2 days without moving. Just total destruction. So anyway, I'm going to ask everybody out there to send some positive energy and prayers to the people of the Bahamas. I'm going to ask everybody out there to find a charity. Research your charity and give something to help these people rebuild. Most of these people, the islanders, the natives, if you will, are simple, poor people. The people with the money in the Bahamas are the people that come to capitalize on the property. I'm trying to not say some things that I shouldn't say. So, but let's keep those people in our thoughts and prayers, because they need help. They need help to rebuild that country. They need help to rebuild their community, their lives, their families. Some of them will never see a family member again. There will be no closure. Think about that. So, enough of that. There wasn't a show last week because of the hurricane. A few weeks ago, we had the hurricane show, and, I explained how I was prepared with the windows and the generators and this and that and the other. And but I wasn't really prepared for a Category 5 coming direct hit. So the meteorologist people were not too supportive. They said, oh, it's going to turn, it's going to turn, it's going to turn. But it sat on Bahamas for 2 days and never turned. And the longer it took for it to come out and turn, put our area more into the bullseye. So anyway, as all said and done, it stayed offshore for the most part. We got a little wind, got a little rain, very, very little rain, and just a few leaves, tree twigs or whatever in the in the yard to pick up. Nothing major. We didn't have to break out the chainsaw. We didn't go without power. And I hope that all of you came out as well as we did. But we need to find a charity that we trust, and we need to send clothes and supplies and money to these people in the Bahamas that are so close to us, that we go and enjoy their country for our vacays and recreation and fishing. We owe it to them to help them rebuild. So, with that said, that's enough of that. All right, so we've talked before about, you ever decide to do a project, that ain't gonna be that big of a project. You Google it, you look at the YouTube videos. Oh yeah, man, I can do that in less than 15 minutes and save us hundreds of dollars. Well, I got one of those going on right now. Love that highlight. What are you guys drinking? So anyway, the light in the pool went out. Now, we've had the pool in for over 15 years, and they've never replaced the pool light. It has always worked. So I guess we're lucky. So I researched it. Oh, it's just a few little steps. Unscrew this little screw. Pry the thing out. Put it up out of the water. Undo this clamp. Take out the bulb. Go buy you a new bulb. Put it in. Blah, 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 blah. Put it all back together. Blah, blah, blah. Well, so I got the housing out of the wall of the pool. That was interesting. I'm trying to tread water in the deep end and unscrew this freaking screw. There's one single screw. So I get the thing out, and I'm like, yay, good for me. Look what I did. And then I see, okay, it's got this band that goes around and holds the lens onto the housing. And it has one of those spring clamp thingies, and that's secured by a bolt and a nut, a simple bolt and a nut. So I tried to loosen the bolt and the nut, and it would only allow me to turn a few threads and then stop. Okay. So I get out the WD-40, not the WD, I get out the 3-in-1 oil, put a few drops on there, let it penetrate, let it loosen it up, because it's been sitting there for 15 plus years. Nothing. Struggle. Then I said, well, what do? Okay, I could just cut this bolt in half. It was like, not really a bolt, like a long 3-inch, 4-inch screw. And I said, I can cut this in half and just simply get another 3-inch screw, right? Well, I commenced cutting, and I finally got it cut. And I mean, I say that like, oh, I finally got it cut. No, finally got it cut means I spent 2 hours trying to find a way to cut the freaking thing before I got it cut. It's the angle in which it is embedded into this housing that you can't get to. You can't put a hacksaw blade on it. You can't get in there with a you can't get in there with a saw, period. How am I going to cut this thing? I finally took, and I didn't, and so here's what I did. I took the cutting tool off of the Dremel, attached it to my variable speed drill, and so after eating about 4 blades, I finally got the thing cut. Now I've got to have somebody hold it all together while I put the band around it and secure it before I can put it back in the pool. So this is where you call your buddies, right? Well, my one buddy's out of town. My other buddy's at work. And my buddy that used to be on the show that lives right across the street, he's at the brewery. So he's not going to be any help. He's at the brewery with his son. They're getting their buzz on. So I guess I'm going to have to wait for the wife to come home, and then I'm going to have to listen to, I told you so. If you'd just hired a pool technician to come out here, they could have had this done in 5 minutes. Yes, honey, but it would have cost us $250,000. Well, then I wouldn't have to be sitting out here in the heat holding this together while you screw it. Oh, dear. You guys have those moments? Oh, I know we all do, right? Cheers. Here's to you, buddy. Oh, yeah, that was good. So, what else have I done? I went out shopping for a belt. I can't believe I'm actually going to talk about this on the show. But I was at work. And I went to the men's room. And I undid my belt buckle. And as I did that, the whole contraption just exploded in my hands. Belt buckle pieces went all over the place. What the hell? This was like midday. I had to go to the rest of the day holding my pants up. Every time I stood up, my hands are on my pants, holding them up. I know some of the folks around there must have looked at me kind of funny. They didn't know what I was going through. So anyway, so I needed a belt. So the wife bought me a belt at Walmart. Same kind that just fell apart in my hands. I'm like, okay. So I strap it on and it didn't even fit. This one was smaller than the one that I had, but it had apparently had been mislabeled. I mean, this thing was like a 29 or something, and I'm like a 36. So I went the other day. I went to the Academy Sports and no belts. Then I went to the outlet area and I went to Tommy Bahama, no belts. I went to Columbia Sportswear, no belts. I went to Palmetto Moon, no belts. I went to Wilson Leather. They had belts, but they were cheap. They were layers, little thin, you could see them, thin layers of leather laminated together. I'm like, first time you get that wet, that crap's going to fall apart on you. No, I'm not getting that. So, couldn't find a belt there. Went to the gun store. Found me a belt. Nice, strong, sturdy leather belt. You know, the kind that you strap a nice big Colt 45 on. Big 357 Magnum. You know, Dirty Harry style. That's a man's belt. So I got me a belt. So with that said, I'm not going to buy any more belts because I'm going to lose me some weight. Yes, I have been putting on too many LBs lately and not getting enough exercise. My butt's going to get up and do some stuff. And I am going to cut back on the carbs and increase the protein. I'm going to be a skinny little fella before you know it. I may not be skinny, but at least I'll be smaller than I am now. It's the beer. It's the beer, the bread, the snacks, the donuts. Oh my God. Donuts is like kryptonite to me. You guys know what I'm talking about? Oh man, you're sitting there, you're dieting and you're doing really, really well, and some peckerwood comes in with 2 freaking boxes of donuts and sits them in front of you. You're supposed to sit there all freaking day long, do a 12-hour shift, and ignore the freaking donuts. Really? Why are you bringing donuts and putting them in my face? You peckerwood. Don't you know I've got a big belly? I don't want it to be big anymore. I don't want donuts. What's with these people? Why don't they go stick their donuts in their cubicle? Yeah, thank you, good buddy. Appreciate the donuts. Won't you just come and inject me with some frickin' fat? Oh, gosh. All right, so we have to learn to control our urge. I'm telling you, folks, I sat there and I smelt them donuts. I went and opened the box and looked at them and drooled all over them. But I didn't eat one. Not one, not two, not three. 0. I'm so proud of myself. I had 0 donuts. Oh, but I do have the beer. Now the beer, that's got a few little carbs in it too. But I'd much rather have the beer and the buzz than the donuts and the fuzz. I know, that didn't make sense, but it rhymed. Okay, all right, folks, listen. Play by play, the local crackhead house has a visitor. This visitor is in a Chevy Silverado, looks like a four-door work truck. The interior panels on the doors have been ripped out. All you can see is the inside of the window mechanism. There is a driver, and there is a female sitting between the driver and the passenger. The passenger just got out, poured a bottle of water onto his t-shirt that he was not wearing, and flung it over his shoulders, and went inside the crack house. Now, upon further notice, the back right door of the work truck, the window is busted out. The female seems to be quite friendly with the driver. She's getting very friendly with the driver at the moment. I can't believe they're actually doing this right here in the neighborhood in the middle of the day. So anyway, I can only guess that their workday is over. And they just swung by the neighborhood crack house to get them a little fix for tonight. Then something to give them a little buzz tomorrow. These folks are probably the people that do your remodeling, lay your floors, do your plumbing, do your electrical, frame your house, put roofs on your house. But they're going to do some crack. They're going to do some crack. Yes, they are. Look. Look. We're going to do some crack. Well, it's either crack or donuts. Which one you want? If we had if we had a Dairy Queen, a Krispy Kreme, and a crack house sitting right next to each other, who would get more business? Oh, here he comes. Oh, he come out of the front door and ran around the back of the house like the cops were chasing him. Maybe he got some LSD. Maybe he's having a trip. This is quite interesting, isn't it, folks? You should see this shit. It's unfortunate that we have to share the highways and the streets with people that are under the influence of crack. Yes. Give them a little crack. Oh, here he comes again. He's coming back to the truck. He's walking this time. And chainsaw goes into the back of the truck. And what the hell was that? Oh, he's got a tree trimmer's belt, spikes. He's all set. All right, folks. I was wrong. He's not an electrician or a plumber. He's a tree trimmer. And he's on crack. Can you imagine that? If he cuts the wrong way, you're going to have a limb come crashing down into your car or your house. Because this guy's not thinking straight because he's on crack. Oh my God. All right, here we go, folks. Stand by. We'll get a license plate number and our whole listening audience will track this guy down and kick his ass. Just joking. I'm not going to give out the license plate number, and nobody's going to kick anybody's ass. We're a bunch of old folks, remember? All right, here we go. There's the young lady that's so frisky with the driver. And it is a Florida plate. Starts with BR5469, something like that. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just having some fun today. It's a really great day. I wish you were here with me. I miss you. I thank you for listening to the show. So grateful that you guys listen to the show. Shout out to the new listeners. You guys, appreciate you giving us a try. I hope you come back. Everybody, please go to the Instagram, Old Guys Podcast. Go to our website, oldguys.biz. And we're on Facebook, Old Guys Podcast. We like to talk about beer and fishing and cooking and baking and smoking cigars and travel. And we just kind of mix it up. Someday, we might talk about a lot of beer, and we might talk about a lot of cigar, and then throw in a travel or a trip or something. But it's not your everyday travel show. We talk a little bit about everything, and the most important thing about this show is we are all about loving life. Enjoying the time that we have on this planet, the time we have remaining on this planet until we go to the next place. But it's all about loving and appreciating your life. It may not be as great. Your life may not be as great as your coworkers. Your life may not be as exciting as your neighbor. But you know what? You are someone special. Everybody is special. It doesn't matter how much money you have, whether you have a pool, whether you can go to the Caribbean every freaking other weekend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a Georgia Bulldog or an Auburn Tiger or an Oregon Duck, which got their butt beat. Whatever you are, whoever you are special. You are a child of the Most High God, Jesus Christ. You are special. You are special, and you listen to the greatest podcast in the world. And I am so thankful that you're listening.